Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time. If you are new, we are back to watch another episode of Loki. This is Season 2, Episode 5. It is called Science/Fiction. This is the penultimate episode of the season, and from what I've heard, the last two episodes of this season are really good. Where we ended last episode is seemingly disaster, right? It looked like the loom and all the timelines were exploding, and just a wave of white light was headed towards Loki and the rest of the gang. So seemingly not good things. Now, I'm guessing that these people are not dead because the tagline for this episode on Disney Plus says Loki traverses dying timelines in an attempt to find his friends, but reality is not what it seems. Very curious to see what that means. Well, the first part of that sentence is pretty straightforward, but the reality is not what it seems. I'm very curious about what that means. But I assume we'll find out. So, before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel grow. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe or ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. Your support there would mean the world. But other than that, let's watch another episode of Loki. It's a siren, like a fire truck. I can't tell. Just klaxons going off. Okay. So they're all gone, and he's the only one left. And all the pie's gone. What the frick? The pie got sent to different dimensions?
Thank you for your service.
Okay, so even... Oh no, there's still someone there. Is that him?
Hello?
Oh, that's just him. Classic Loki. Just has to fling his hair up. Oh, this is right then. He's gonna pick up a book. So he's not jumping that far. That's why he wasn't too concerned.
Hello?
God, my eyelashes stuck together. Okay, yeah, you should probably leave that room. Everything's turning to spaghetti. Casey? Is Pillboy in jail because of his shenanigans in Jacksonville? Near a boat, at least.
Come on.
San Francisco. How are you expecting to get out of here?
Casey? Casey?
How'd you get here?
How did I get where?
Alcatraz.
What? I don't know what's happening, Casey.
Frank, why is this guy calling you Casey? I've been calling you Frank the whole time.
Frank?
It is true. You said your name was Frank.
It is.
His name's Casey.
I don't...
Are you Frank or Casey? Make up your mind. Mickey D's. Skidoo. Time Theater. That looks relatively intact.
That's not gonna stop you, is it?
Nah. She's like a professional tree climber. It's what she does for a living. That would freak me out.
Wind in the hair, little mist slapping you in the face.
He's like a used car salesman. That was real nice. I like that. He's the inflatable man.
You're here. Oh, yes. Every day of the week except Sunday, 9 to 5.
You work 6 days a week? 9 to 5? That's 48 hours, brother. You work too much.
Your son's on line 3.
Sorry, single dad. Give me a second. Told you, I'll call him back.
Your other son.
You have 2
Don't
sons?
call him back, too.
It's probably why he works so much, because he didn't have a great relationship with his sons.
Better hurry. There's only a few left on the shelf.
Maybe
Oh.
the barcode.
I can give you cash.
It's his book.
Are you buying your own book?
You. I told you to stop putting your sci-fi books on our shelves.
Why not? Free sci-fi books are good too. Dang, dude. I wish I lived in a spot like this. That's so rad.
This reminds me of what happens in The Sons of Urine.
What's that?
Just, you know,
His
my
book.
most popular book of all time. I'm sure I can find your copy somewhere around here.
Sure, somewhere around here.
You a writer?
Yes, science fiction.
I'm doomed.
And this is kind of embarrassing. I had to get a PhD to keep my day job teaching theoretical physics at Caltech.
Wait, you're a scientist as well? That's great. I need to go back to before the temporal loom melted down.
You can't. It's impossible. But don't let that stop you.
I don't understand
Okay.
what you've just said.
Well,
It's impossible, but don't let it stop you.
you need to learn how to control your time slipping.
It's random.
But it isn't random, because you keep ending up around exactly the people you're looking for. And it's evolving,
Interesting.
because you're not just slipping in time,
You're slipping in
you're
space.
also moving around in space.
You're like a TARDIS.
With science, it's all what and how. But with fiction, it's why. So why do you need to do this?
Why do I need to do this?
To save his friends.
There will be nothing to protect against what's coming.
Well, if that's the real why that's guiding you, you should be able to control it. So go ahead.
Is that not the reason why he wants to save everything? He's got a deeper reason. Yep. Not quite working.
Maybe you need to try harder.
I'm trying as hard as I can.
This is probably what he actually does. And then they just super speed it all and meld it together.
So, this equation proposes that... Ah! What are you doing?
Science.
Testing hypothesis.
We get the band back together. Every one of your friends has a temporal aura, right?
Right.
Well,
So you need to get them all.
a group of people would have a collective aura unique to that moment in time.
And we can use these coordinates to get back to that moment in time.
No,
Why?
because we don't have one of those tempaths you talked about.
Well, can you build one? You can build one.
Maybe, but without any of the knowledge of how it works, I would have to invent it all from scratch.
Yeah. Just invent time travel. No big deal. Jump forward in time. Unless you have a guidebook. Let's go.
So I am gonna write a bestseller.
Kinda, but they're free.
Sort of. Let's get to work.
Oh, that's a problem.
Well, at least you have the book, so...
Who gave you the matches?
I stole them.
No, you give them to me. Come on.
Kevin, you can't be stealing stuff like that, brother.
Kevin, get... Sean, go get him. Come on, hurry. And if you keep him from burning down the house, I'll get you a puppy. Come on.
And the snake?
We'll
That's
negotiate later. Run.
A big promise for such an easy task.
I was in a bit of a time crunch.
Yeah, you were looking for ATVs.
The TVA.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something that's hard to understand, Mobius.
Mobius?
Mobius, that's your name.
Okay, I think you have me mixed up with
He's
someone
got
else.
to break through to their subconscious.
I don't want any trouble.
It's all right, I'm a friend.
I know you are. I'm a friend too.
Wow, he built one very quick.
I don't know if I say 18 months is fast. Well, 19 months. I had to take a break and move out when I
been
lost
like
my job
10
and my
minutes
wife
for
left
him.
me.
What's happening?
I promise you this will make sense.
You're about to witness the exact interaction you just had.
I sell jet skis, man.
Trust me. I can bring you back to any point in time. It'll be like you never left. Your boys won't even know you're gone.
That sounds ominous.
What were you calling me?
Mobius.
It's a pretty cool name.
Darn right it is.
This is going to sound strange.
He's like Nick Fury collecting the Avengers. Now you gotta go to McDonald's and get Sylvie. Casey's a criminal.
How you doing? Don. Mobius is my space name.
Mobius is my space name. Will she be aware? Because she's not like the rest of them. Time to go, Sylvie.
This is going to sound strange. I know you don't know who I
Loki,
am.
of course I know who you are.
What?
She's like you.
You do?
Why wouldn't I?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're gonna need to walk through what you thought happened.
Their lives matter. They matter.
Yeah, and they're finally back in their real lives. That's a good thing.
Except they're different. They had a life at the TVA. It's another version of a timeline.
But Mobius should have a choice now. No? Shouldn't they all? To return to the TVA if they want?
No, you would be ripping people from their lives, showing them something that they cannot unsee. What kind of choice is that?
It's still a choice.
You don't care? I guess.
She doesn't.
What do you want?
I want to stop He Who Remains.
No, wrong. Try again. What is it that you really want? Come on.
I want to save this.
What do you want?
I want my friends back.
Damn right, son.
I want my friends back.
He's never had
I
friends.
don't want to be alone.
But in his selfishness, you become friends. Although I'm sure she has friends here.
But without them,
What does he do?
where do I belong?
We're all writing our own stories now.
Except your reality is unfolding. You just don't realize it.
So that doodad just takes you wherever you want to go? Within time and space? Yeah. So like a park? Yeah. Grand Canyon? Yeah.
A bank vault.
Bank vault?
I wrote this show. When spaghetti. Ooh, this is a shot from the trailer. Good song. It's like slow motion. Damn. That's some crazy CGI. Does she have a temp pad? Can she get out of there? Damn, this is so cool.
You showed up.
Damn.
The branches are dying.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but there must be something we can do.
We can go back.
You got a group hug. Group hug to the loom.
First, we need to read the collective temporal aura of everyone in this room on the temp pad. Where did it go?
Oh no. Spaghetti's happening here too, right? No.
It was a fiction problem.
Damn. This is like Infinity War. Damn, the way he's interacting with the environment is crazy.
I know where I go if I can go anywhere. Wherever it is I'm relief.
Is the fact that we're destined to lose.
Oh, he controlled it.
No, they aren't.
Wow. He controls time.
I controlled it.
Learn to control your time slipping.
It's not about where, when, or why.
It's about who.
It's about who.
Oh, I wrote the show. Let's go, baby. Doctor Who.
I can rewrite the story.
Dude. The season finale is gonna be insane. Loki can time travel at will. That's bonkers, brother. Okay, so Loki can now at least temporarily travel through time at will, which is insane. He can travel where, he can travel when, he can travel why. He can travel who. He is Doctor Who at this point. I had some people in comments, early season saying that that this season of Loki was kind of giving them Doctor Who vibes in a sense, and now that's who he is. He is Doctor Who. He can just travel anywhere, anywhy he wants. And it seems like he traveled back to, I think it was the moment right before Victor Timely goes out the door and turns into spaghetti. I believe that's the moment he went to, because OB is looking down the stairs, and I think that's right before Victor Timely goes outside. So theoretically, he is now alive again, I think. This was such an interesting episode, though. We obviously have the surface level conflict and story progression of Loki just trying to find everyone and get everyone back together while experiencing, time slipping, right? But then we also have the deeper, more metaphysical, thought-provoking journey of self-discovery for Loki, right? He had this whole season, he's been talking about how, he's been doing all this to save the TVA, to stop He Who Remains, and to save the universe. But that isn't actually why he's doing it. He's not doing it because he cares about the fate of billions of people. I'm sure he cares a little bit about it, but the thing that he cares most about is losing his friends. He doesn't want to be alone again. Other than Thor, no one, he doesn't have anyone. No one has ever been really a consistent, friendly presence in his life, other than maybe Odin and his mom. His family is the only ones that have been a consistent presence in his life. And he, for all he knows, they're either dead or he betrayed them and they want nothing to do with him. He's been pulled out of time. He's witnessed his whole course of history, what his life would have been. He witnessed his mother dying. He witnessed himself being murdered by Thanos. He witnessed all of that. And so this version of Loki essentially has nobody left except for his friends, the group of people at the TVA. And so he really finally accepts that the whole reason he's doing this is to not be alone again. And it's just, so good, so good. And then once he figures out the why, then he can control the time slipping, and it's beautiful. It was fun little quirks to see all the different characters in the lives that they would have been in, where Casey's a prisoner, Pillboy. Pillboy got up to some shenanigans in Jacksonville and got thrown in Alcatraz because of it. That's just what happens when you throw Molotovs in places that they shouldn't go. I wonder how many people get that reference. If you've seen The Good Place, There's probably, okay, if you haven't seen The Good Place and you're just you're probably so confused. Every time this guy pops up on screen, I'm just Pillboy. That's his character in The Good Place, is Pillboy. And he's fantastic. But no, he's a prisoner. Freaking Mobius is selling jet skis. That's what his, obviously that's what his life was. And he's a workaholic, honestly. Like, he's there 6 days a week, 9 to 5. That's too much work, Mobius. Like, you need to chill. Like, I guess it doesn't matter where he is, whether it's the TVA or the jet ski store. Like, the man's dedicated to the job. Arguably too dedicated, needs to take a vacation. B-15, she's a doctor or a nurse, one of the two. She honestly had the least stuff in the episode, which is, it's fine. You know, she's not like the most integral character in the show. I mean, she's still a main character, but she's of the main characters, she's the one that has the least stuff to do in the general plot. I don't know. OB is a science fiction writer, but also has a PhD in like theoretical physics. So, you know, that's his day job. He's like Nikola Jokic in the NBA, where you know, the PhD is just his you know, day job, but his true passion is racing horses. No, writing science fiction novels. And so him and Loki, I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Him and Loki work together to build a temp pad, and in Loki's experience, it happens in like 20 minutes, and he's like, wow, that was fast. And he's like, fast? 18, 19 months fast? My wife left me. It's like, okay, that's sad. You also lived in the, like, well, maybe he didn't live in that spot, but he worked and hung out in an abandoned, like, building. That's like the dream, honestly. Like, that is the goat of all living situations. Like, if you can find a ramshackle, rundown building, like an old firehouse or a school or something, and like fix it up enough to make it livable and like pass code and all that, but still have the vibe of that abandoned aura, so to speak, that's the perfect living situation. That's just goated. I want that so bad. I want to live in like an abandoned like library that has like the clock tower room. That's, oh, never mind. It's so cool. And then Sylvie working at McDonald's. She's the only other person that like remembers, is fully aware of what's going on, and she chooses to stay. She's like, nah, man, I'm living my life. This place rocks. Like, well, she may not rock. She looked really sad when she was listening to music. Like she technically is living her life, but it kind of sucks. Like, she works at McDonald's, then she goes to the record store and just listens to records and cries. Like that. I mean, same, I guess. Like, rip. Depression hits hard, baby. Like, she's not having a good time. But it's her life. It's the life she chose, and she's gonna stick with it until she realizes that everything's turning to spaghetti. And then she's like, well, okay, I guess this is the only option. Might as well help out. And then, yeah, Loki's able to figure out why he's doing this. He's able to control the time shifting, and now he's just going to keep going back as many times as necessary to solve the problem, which is kind of insane, which means he could go all the way back to like the Avengers. He could do anything he wants. He could time travel to his heart's content and rewrite the story, like he says. He can rewrite the MCU. Things that they don't want to be canon anymore, he can fix that. Like, easy peasy. Anything he does now can be butterfly effect and just change things. It's incredible. Like, he gets to decide what the sacred timeline is now, which is, yeah, A-okay with me. That's fine. First order of business, though, save Victor Timely. He's going to save Victor Timely, and then Victor Timely is going to turn into He Who Remains. It's just going to repeat cycles. No, this was a really good episode. I can tell why they talked about these last two episodes being really good, because it was. It was solid, rock solid episodes of science fiction television. But I think that's all I gotta say. Definitely let me know down below what you guys thought. I'm very curious about your opinions. What do you think's gonna happen next? I'm very interested in reading your comments about what you guys think next week's episode is going to be like. But yeah, other than that, if you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel grow. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or by joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.